Hello, this is Tamara Girardi. I'm an English faculty member for virtual learning at Harrisburg Area Community College. I created this video to tell you a little bit about copyright law. Copyright law is in place to protect works from creators around the world and in different media. According to Creative Commons, quote, copyright grants a set of exclusive rights to creators, which means that no one else can copy, distribute, or otherwise use the work in violation of those exclusive rights, end quote. It's important to note that a creator may not always control his or her rights. For instance, when an author writes a picture book, if that author contracts with a publisher, then the publisher may own the rights, or at least some rights. The publisher may reserve rights for publishing in North America, but not foreign publishing rights or audiobook rights, for example. The same can be said for other industries such as music and film. There are some instances when the creator may not retain all rights. For instance, teachers who are creating based on a funding contract with their institutions may not own the product of that grant period. While copyright law is complicated, it's important to note that once a work is created, it is copyrighted, and permissions must be granted for others to use that content. There are some exceptions to this, which we will get into later. But first, what actually is protected by copyright? Authors sometimes ask if their ideas or even book titles can be copyrighted, and they cannot. In general, facts and ideas cannot be copyrighted. As Creative Commons notes, quote, copyright does not protect facts or ideas themselves, only the expression of those facts or ideas, end quote. For a more comprehensive list borrowed from Creative Commons, copyright law applies to, quote, literary and artistic works, translations, adaptations, arrangements of music, and alterations of literary and artistic works, collections of literary and artistic works, end quote. Again, it's worth reiterating that those expressions are copyrighted the moment they are tangible. In other words, when an author writes when a musician writes a song, it's copyrighted. The creator does not need to register their creation to obtain copyright. Doing so provides an official record of the creation and the copyright, but works are protected by copyright law upon creation. Copyright duration varies by country. In the United States, works are copyrighted for the life of the creator plus 70 years. After that point, the copyright expires, and the work then enters the public domain. At that time, others can use the work without express permission from the creator. The work is free, so to speak, and it can be shared widely and altered without legal recourse. That said, it should also be noted that even copyrighted works can be used within reason, as defined by copyright law. There are some exceptions. For instance, the relationship between copyright and other methods of protecting intellectual property, the public domain, and exemptions to copyright like fair use or fair dealing. Essentially, if a work is in the public domain, if it has outlasted the creator's life plus 70 years in the United States, then it can be used free of legal recourse. However, even if a work is not in the public domain, it can be referenced and used within certain parameters. When making a decision in a copyright dispute, judges consider 4 factors. 1. The purpose and character of your use. 2. The nature of the copyrighted work. 3. The amount and substantiality of the portion taken. And 4. The effect of the use upon the potential market. There are many online resources that dig a bit more into this gray area of copyright law. Finally, while certainly different from copyright law, trademark law and patent law also work to protect intellectual property. Trademark law protects representations of different businesses, such as McDonald's Golden Arches. Patent law protects an inventor's time and allows them the exclusive rights to their creations. Overall, there are many protections in place for intellectual property, and for good reason. Yet Creative Commons licensing allows for flexibility within those protections if the creators wish to grant such flexibility. For more on that, visit creativecommons.org.